There's two acronyms of fear that I really like, and the first one is forget everything and run, and the second is face everything and rise. If you think about how fear determines your life and your everyday moves, it can become a little overwhelming. I mean, I know for myself, I've come a long way. However, fear still crops up on a daily basis, and I have to face it. I challenge myself, but there's only one way to get through to that fear, and it's making your move before you're ready. So that's the mantra for today. Make your move before you're ready. If we wait for the perfect time and we plot and we plan, there will never be a perfect time. You just have to get started. Whether it's creating a business, planning for a long run, or just doing something that you've always wanted to do, whatever it may be, just do it. And I can promise you that it's not nearly going to be as bad as you think it is. Oftentimes we get overwhelmed in the moment and we feel that that fear is stronger than our desire. Play the tape forward a little bit and say, well, what's the worst that happens? Are you going to die from it? Chances are you're not. Fear can really take hold of our lives, and it holds us feeling captive. And it's not a great way to live your life. I think there is healthy fear to some extent, but for the most part, fear is what holds us back and is what plays in our lives most of the time. I challenge you to look at a situation that you're facing right now and just to determine how much fear is in that equation. What are some ways that we can challenge that fear and overcome it? Well, the first one is make your move before you're ready. Just do it. Focus on starting and not finishing. It could be as simple as writing a paper. Just get started. Because oftentimes we worry about finishing it, or will we even be able to. Just get started. Just do it. If you want to run, just go out for a mile, and you build practice over time. Other ways could be through meditation, prayer. Finding an outlet is so important in overcoming your fears, and having a support system, a community of people that you can speak to on a regular basis and just talk about it. Because putting it out in the universe is what really helps me. When I'm able to talk about it with people, I'm able to identify how my perception is fear-based. And through that person, I learn techniques, or as a listening ear, whatever I need in that moment, I'm able to identify how fear runs my life at times. And I don't necessarily like the way that fear does that. I challenge myself each and every day to face something new. And I can tell when fear is cropping up, because I will typically push something to the side or procrastinate as much as possible, because deep down I'm fearful. It could be a fear of rejection. It could be fear of success. It could just be fear of the unknown. I promise you that the fear behind it is not nearly anywhere what you think it will be. Play the tape forward and just ask yourself and say, what is the worst that is going to happen? And if you can make light of the situation and try to find a way to smile through it, that's so important. I mean, I'm training for a half marathon coming up, and I found myself this morning feeling fearful about running an 8-mile run. And I found myself just procrastinating a little bit, and I had to pause in the moment. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I've been training for this. I feel confident that I can do this. I'm not always sure how I'm going to do it, but if I just show up and just put myself out there, chances are that I can make it happen. And I did exactly that. And halfway through, I realized how much energy is just like focusing on getting through to a halfway point where the beauty all around me can be missed. Don't forget to breathe. Throughout this process, when we become fearful, we stop breathing. We stop thinking rationally. We become fear-based and our thoughts become irrational. Just stay in the moment. That's the biggest thing. Is don't worry about the past. Don't worry about the future. Can't change it anyway. The only thing that matters is right now. And I'm learning all this myself, but I felt inspired tonight to talk about this in case anybody was going through the same exact thing and just feels that they're tired of fear running their life. I hope this is encouragement for you to face your fears and rise. And most importantly, keep the faith.